What's up, everybody?
Hey, y'all. What's up, Manders?
So we're having
Technical difficulties. I was like, yeah.
technical difficulties.
What's up,
That's all
Josh?
right. Hopefully, when we pull our guest on here, hopefully it's worked out.
Can you hear us, Tyler? Shake your head. You just said we can't hear you. He's figured it all out.
Well, we can't hear you on purpose because you're in the back room.
Yeah, but if you could hear us,
just nod your head.
What up, Eric?
What's up, Eric? Ain't seen you in a while, buddy.
Soulless bros, soulless gingers. Ain't talked to Matt in a minute either. He's down there at home. He's getting to stay at home and get some stuff done, making some moolah.
Sweet.
We're still in the middle of a grind. It's not as crazy as it has been, but there's still something in front of me at all times, all day, every day. Today's a little more chill.
Blessed to have a lot of work and not complaining, but I am wore out.
Yeah.
I feel bad when I do say that, not really complaining, but I'm telling you, I was like, it's 7 days a week and, my body can only take so much, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah, that's kind of me. Like, I try not to complain. I'm going to complain, but I try not to. Oh, look at Matt. You finally made it to the gym, fat ass. We were just talking about that, how it was. I don't know that I'll do 75 hard again, but I'm trying to eat better, and I need to do some kind of workouts to at least maintain. I'm back up to 211 after being down to 200, so got to get that changed.
And I think I'm going to start something in the morning back because that's when I started last year was September 1st. So then we'll do it. What's up? Dominic. He asked me what time we were going on. So
we got he's excited. We got a fellow Canadian.
yeah. And me and Dominic were talking for a while there after MTE, and then that's why I was telling him, I was like, heck, I don't even talk to Andy until usually the night of the show now. Yeah, and that's when we actually have a show.
Right. Yeah, it's been sparse, and we apologize for that. It's just a lot going on right now, but we'll get back to regular schedule here for long, which is bear with us while we get through all this. Like it's more Brandon right now than I ain't working 7 days a week. I ain't going to even lie. But so
well, after
Stephen?
Hopefully just after this weekend, but I'm just saying after next weekend, I'm not booking any more hell jobs over the weekend, and I may end up doing a Saturday job here and there, but for the most part, I'm done with weekends right now, man.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. I've got hell jobs for the week all the way into November right now. And then I've got, as y'all can see, that whole list of sticky notes over here are regular jobs that I've got to call in. So, like I said, blessed to have the work and luckily customers who just want me to repair it.
Yeah, I was going to work this past weekend, but I got some last minute help. They called me and said they could come help Monday. I was like, cool, I ain't got to work now.
And when it cools off, shoot, it'd be a lot better. I wouldn't mind, but
yeah, I hear you. I got an air conditioner out because of a stupid caterpillar burning up my circuit board. So yeah, you right.
But I can't wait. Like we've got a lot coming up. We got our 20 group coming up. We've got, a lot of people are going to MT in Vegas September. Y'all are end up doing your toy drive meetup in November. We're going to, doing our toy drive, so it's that time of year where it's going to start getting busy of the stuff that's outside of work too, kids and sports and all this kind of stuff. So the 100+ days have been rough.
That was last week. My air conditioner. I told Brandon my air conditioner went out last week. I just shut the shop down. I'm like, nope, I can't do this anymore. I'm spoiled.
It's it's in the 90s down here now, so it's not too bad. It's still hot, but it's not, even at 95, 97 compared to 115.
Yeah,
it feels like wintertime.
We'll add him to the list, Biggs. We got a long running list of people we want to have on, so we'll add Frank Sell to it. I always like having an extra ginger on the show.
Yep.
So
anyway,
I'm excited about our guest tonight. We've been in the 20 group for a while together, and man, he's doing some really good content and everything else. Got a successful business, so we'll talk a little bit about that. But also want to see what he likes to do when he's not handling all them situations up in Canada.
All right, well, let's go ahead and bring him on. So we got Mr. Tyler Decarlo on here, and hopefully everything is going okay.
I think so. How does it sound?
Still got
There's a
slight
light echo, but it ain't as bad as it was earlier. I couldn't even think when I was talking. It was like immediately back in my ear. I was like, I don't know what to do.
Right? Is it me doing the echo when I talk?
Yeah. No,
And
it's
no, it's
us.
us. When we talk, we hear it coming through your speaker.
Shoot.
Settings. That's usually when it's coming through your speaker, and then your microphone's right there. If you're using your desktop, sometimes it does that.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Rodney? But it's not near as bad.
Mine is not echoing for viewers, so
it's not as bad as it was.
Yeah.
So we
it was like really loud when we was on there earlier. I was like, I can't do it. He's gonna watch my brain fry on camera.
Somebody else let us know if it's echoing on y'all's end. If it's just on ours, we're gonna roll with it, and we'll deal with it. So,
little known fact about Tyler too, he's got one of the most contagious laughs in the industry. Like I think it was 2 years ago at MTE. I can tell the story. I'm walking down the middle of whatever the hotel is, and I can hear like Tyler in a Mexican restaurant laughing. There's Tyler. There it is. I love it. So it's just contagious.
Oh goodness! All right, well, it looks like it's just on us, so we're good.
Okay. Then we talk about Ray here, the guy we got working here, our great employee. He's got one of those contagious laughs. I was like, I got to introduce him and Tyler this year to MTE so we can just have them laughing and just keep on laughing. Stephanie tried headphones, but it wasn't working right either. So
yeah, the headphones were worse actually.
Okay. Well, we can roll with this. I can deal with this.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get the first half of the show. We always try to get a background on our guests. So if you want to kind of let us know a brief history of how you got started, how you heard about PDR, how you got started into it to where you are now.
Sure. So I first kind of learned about paintless dent repair from a guy who was my friend. I eventually married his sister, but we have since separated. But anyways, I kind of saw him and he was doing well, and then I kind of I got involved with the family, and then my ex-father-in-law, he taught me, and I worked under him for a good 5 years or so. And then about 5 years in, he retired, and then from there, I took over the business from there, and just kept rolling with it, and kept learning and growing and going from there.
Nice. What was you doing before you got into PDR? Where was you at about when you learned about it?
So yeah, like since I was 12, I was essentially working because my dad was a plasterer. So I was doing like construction from the time that I was like 12 until like 20. And then when the opportunity came up to actually learn paintless dent repair, they kind of just stuck me down in a basement with a hood, and he would hit it with a hammer, and he'd kind of show me some things, and then I'd sit down there and I'd completely butcher this dent to hell and just like scream and yell. And then
we get it.
But eventually I started to pick it up a little bit, and at that time I was actually working nights at Walmart. So when I actually got good enough to actually go out on used car lots and stuff like that, I would be working nights till like 7 or 8 in the morning. And then I would go out in the car lots for, 5 or 6 hours after being up all night.
Like a zombie.
If anyone's ever worked like a night job, it's the most horrible thing. Like some people are really good at it.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of those people. I was that like 4 or 5 months when I was doing that was like, it felt like 10 years.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So I tried dispatching for an ambulance company when I was 19, and they gave me the graveyard shift from 7 at night, 7 in the morning. Nope. I didn't even call in. I'm sorry if anybody died on that shift, but I couldn't do that crap anymore.
Well, like Frank said, you got to hustle. Like, I mean, you had to put that time in. That was the only way it was going to happen, right? So you achieved it. So happy for you for that.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I worked at a restaurant, so I kind of switched over. So I got a job as a cook in a restaurant from like 4 till 11, and then I could do PDR during the day. And I actually got on a regular sleep schedule, and I did that for about 4 or 5 months as well. And then I remember the day I came back and could do paintless dent repair full time. Like I was good enough and I was making enough money. And I remember sitting in that kitchen and I was literally jumping up and down. Like, yeah!
That's awesome. I'm free.
But even then, that was just the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
then you go out in the real world and you're like,
yeah.
And is your business still mostly wholesale, or what do you say percentage-wise for retail?
Yeah, so it was essentially, I would say 95% wholesale until COVID started.
Mm-hmm.
And then when COVID started is when things like really shifted.
Wait, hold on. Y'all had COVID in Canada? I thought that was only.
We had twice the COVID.
Yeah,
we had twice the COVID.
Yeah. I remember Tyler telling stories. I was like, "Holy shit!" I thought we had it bad.
Yeah, we were locked down. Like I think almost a year longer than everyone else. Yeah. So, where was I?
He's 95%. He's 95% wholesale.
Oh yeah, so I was 95 or so percent wholesale until COVID happened, and we were locked in our houses, and I was sitting around for a couple weeks, and I was like, yeah, I'll put some ads out there and just kind of see what happens. And I started putting out ads, and then people started calling me. We're 2 weeks into a pandemic, and people are calling. People aren't going anywhere or doing anything, but people want me to go to their house and fix dents on their cars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
We can park it outside the garage, so we don't have to.
We'll leave the key fob in a baggie.
Yeah.
Slide the money under the garage door.
Exactly.
Please wear your mask while you're fixing my dent. So it's picked up from there.
Yeah. So, and then it was right around that time actually too. I was really into personal development stuff before that, and I had coaching with different programs and stuff like that. But Corey Kleinfeld, he started popping up on my Instagram all the time for like PDR coaching and that kind of thing. So right around that period, I contacted him and started learning from him different coaching. And he had, by that time, he had really gone into the retail market as well. So that's when I got really into like Mobile Tech RX and learning how to price dents properly instead of, just going there and kind of looking at the dent and being like, oh, well, you have like all this stuff going inside of your head where like you might have made a certain amount of money that day. So you're kind of happy doing something maybe a little bit cheaper, or like you're kind of doing it how you feel,
Mm-hmm.
So when I started doing Mobile Tech RX, it was like there was kind of like a system in place.
We don't mean to laugh every time you say mobile. Brandon, you're from Mobile, Alabama.
I'm from, so where I'm from is spelled Mobile. So how would you say it?
Mobile?
Yeah, it's Mobile.
Mobile?
Mobile.
See, that sounds weird to me.
And then it's Mobile Tech RX.
And so we've actually got like companies got hats down here that spells it out like how it's pronounced. So Mobeel. Anyway, yeah, it's funny how you listen to how you pronounce it. But anyway,
if we went up there, everybody'd be like, "What the hell are they talking about? Mobile."
Mobile. I like it.
Yeah. So that's kind of when I got really more into retail stuff and learning how to actually do it properly. Because I didn't want to do any retail. Customers were so much more picky. You get guys standing over your shoulder, especially when you're doing mobile work, and they just stand there like, like all that stuff. But when you price it right, that stuff's a lot easier to put up with. And the quality, and then when you price stuff right as well, it's like your quality goes up as well, because you just kind of raised your standard overall. Yeah. And then, you know, I learned from there, like, put more investment into like my website and marketing, getting Google reviews, getting more in touch with other people in the industry as well that could help us. I got an employee for a little bit, and I have someone who takes care of all the stuff on the back end as well. And now, most recently, I'm working with my first like hailstorm.
Yeah.
First real hailstorm.
Right.
Because I'm not in a very hail-prone area, and I haven't traveled for it. I've only stayed in my local market, and I've focused on kind of building a local, just my local route and my dealers, and getting like a good residential clientele as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
now, where in Canada are you?
So I'm about an hour east of Toronto. I live in a place, it's called Bowmanville. And then I service an area approximately 50 minutes to an hour around it, however long that takes me to drive.
Do y'all drive really slow in the left-hand lane up there?
I ride moose.
The reason I asked,
some people definitely do.
Because when I was headed to, where was I at?
Definitely is, Rodney. He says hail's a different beast. Yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah. And Frank, I want to go back to this comment. Frank said you're your own. It won't let me click on it. You're your best investment for sure, and you ain't lying. Like, you got to invest in yourself. So, fully agree. Sorry, go back to your slow driving.
I was on the interstate, and you know I hate left lane slow drivers, and I get right behind this, and it's like an Ontario tag, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like texting Dominic, Sarah. I'm like, is this one of your people down here?
One of your people. This is your tribe. This is part of your tribe. Come get them.
And I know they don't drive slow like that, but it was just funny.
Well, you was talking about building up your marketing and everything, and I want to give you huge kudos. Like the videos you're doing, you bring out a professional videographer kind of and do your videos and stuff, don't you?
Right. So it was about maybe a year or so into COVID, around that period, somewhere in the first year, I hired a videographer, and I went and talked to my managers at my dealerships who I've been working with for probably almost 7 or 8 years at that point. And I'm like, I want to get some video testimonials from people. And surprisingly, like, a lot of guys were like, yeah, I'd love to do that for you. That's awesome. And there were guys that were kind of camera shy as well.
Yeah.
And it was funny too, because there were guys that I thought for sure would say yes, that didn't want to do it, and guys that I was like, that are like, yeah, I'd love to. Right.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah, it is funny how that works. So that was probably one of my best investments. It's like a camera reel of everyone talking about, like, car dealers talking about paintless dent repair and how it's been so amazing for like getting their dents fixed on their used lots. And I put that ad out there, and people are like, that sold me like that.
That's awesome.
I'm even using it kind of for like my hail marketing right now, where I just kind of have like everything blasted with a hailstorm, like a car being blasted with a hailstorm, and then it goes into that marketing of just all these car dealers talking about how amazing paintless dent repair is, and specifically us.
Right. Josh Dragos asked if it's near the French part of Canada. He's got a returning customer down here in Florida that can't find a PDR guy there.
I'm like 4 hours away from Quebec.
Okay. Well, there you go, Josh. Trying to solve problems here. Find somebody that didn't guy. What's up, Christopher? I even I don't even know if Brandon's seen the video. That was your video, I think, that the girl comes out there on a date or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that, Brandon? I wish I could post it on the show. It's freaking hilarious. Like, I'll let you tell it, Tyler.
I'll give you. So I made this commercial where a girl's getting like ready for a date, and she's getting all proper, and then there's this guy outside, and he's like styling his hair and everything, and he has flowers, and he goes up and he knocks on the door, and she comes out and she gives him a big hug, and she's so excited for the date, and then she walks out to his car and she's looking at it, and then she sees dents all over the car, and she looks at him and she's just disgusted. And she's like, get your dents fixed. And she goes back in and slams the door.
It's so awesome. I was like, that's genius.
What is that on your business page or is it on?
It's on my Instagram. Maybe I can post it in your guys' Facebook page or something.
Yeah, that'd be perfect because it's awesome. When he put that in the 20 group, I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah, if I could find it online, like on the computer here, I could actually share it. But no, I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen a bunch of them, and that's what I put in the description of the show. Was not only were you a great tech, but the way you've been documenting a lot of it for social media and stuff like that has been pretty awesome.
What's your Insta?
It's just premium dent repair.
Okay. I'll figure, but I didn't know if you had to throw something else in there because I think I've seen another premium dent repair, so I didn't know who grabbed that.
There's another guy. I think where is he? Like California somewhere, maybe?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's really good, though, because I don't do Yelp, and it's one of the things that pop up, so it kind of looks like I have really good Yelp reviews because he's really good, too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's me.
I have a fair amount of Google reviews, and those make a huge difference as well.
How many do you have?
I only have 111, but I noticed too, like once I reached that almost 100 point of just 5 stars or like across the board, people don't even question things anymore. Like you give them a price and they all just seem to be like, okay.
Josh Rago said you was one of the first PDR techs to follow him, so that's sweet. What's up, Bruce? Yeah, you gotta get on a little earlier. I guess he's moving a little slow today. Probably a great internet.
I mean, it's like lunchtime out there anyway. So
1,500 followers. Hell yeah! Look, Matt's already on it, checking your shit out. I love it. I want to touch on something you talking about earlier, like when you start doing retail, you didn't want to do it because customers picky, but you knew the quality went up and all that, and the price went up. And I think I touched on that when we had Keith and Shane on. I think Gene Fetty's the first one to put that in my head. Is like, if you charge a low number, in the middle of that repair, you're not going to feel like doing it anymore because you're sitting there thinking in your head that's the low number. Like, if you get your prices up, you want to fix it to the utmost, the best quality you can. So that's always stuck with me.
Well, it goes back to like even me over the years when I got to doing mainly retail. And then every now and then I get a wholesale, and they want that dirt cheap price. And it's a dent that I would get $600 for, and they want it done for $100. You're not going to put that effort to make that sucker, look good. So
Gene is smart, Stephen. We're all three of us are blessed to be in the 20 group to catch that knowledge from him all the time and each other. Like that 20 group.
Something I found too is when I did start doing like higher retail jobs and getting better at bigger smashes and stuff like that, and knowing what other people would pay for things. When I did go to dealers and stuff like that, I felt a lot more confident telling them higher prices for stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, and a lot of them guys will follow you even though you may not know it, because I would get that too. That, well, hey, they'd send me photos of something. We know you can fix that. I mean, you fix worse.
Yeah.
But it when they know that you can fix some nasty stuff.
I hate wholesale, like especially here. Like, there's a mobile painter around here that'll paint something for $100. I'm like, I'm not competing with that ever. No. Y'all can have all of that.
You use ramen noodles and
oh god, dude! I'm like, why? Like, why do you devalue yourself that much?
Yeah, there's one body shop in particular I know about that'll paint stuff for like a couple $100. Like,
crazy.
It's crazy.
You gotta lose money. Like, at least with us, if we are cheapskate, we're not out materials. Like, they're out materials and being a cheapskate.
Yeah. And what one of them told me down the road here was he's like, I just got to keep my guys fed.
Right. So, they just got to keep people busy.
But I'm like, how can you? Because I remember giving a wholesale, one of my old wholesale accounts. It was a Ram 1500. It had dents on every freaking panel. And I said, look, I can get 70% of, flatten them out, help it sell. I'll do the whole thing. It was like $2,300. And I didn't hear nothing from him. Next thing I know, the owner of the body shop comes up, get the truck. And I'm like, well, I figured they weren't going to do it and send it to you. I said, have you seen this truck? He said, no. I said, I want you to tell me, once you see this truck, if you can do 100% conventional and painting on every panel on this truck for less than $2,300. He looked at it. He's like, "Not really, but I got to do it because I got to keep my workers fed." But then
crazy.
But then I did find out that this guy, he'll take it on and he'll tell them a certain price, and then when he gets done, it'll be 3 times more, and he won't give them the vehicle back until they pay it.
Shady.
Yeah.
Rodney asked, "We remember somebody squeaking?"
Yeah, it's my dog. There he goes. He runs away.
Get on out of here. Rodney said, "Do you guys remember the first dent you actually charged for?" I do not.
I do.
2003. I don't remember it.
I do because
it's running through the house with the squeaker.
You can still hear it.
It's so good. I'm getting kicked out.
Mine was a 2012 Cadillac CTX, red, right quarter panel, and it was a big dent, and all I had were worth tabs, and I charged like $300 for it, and it nowadays it'd be like a $2,000 job,
right?
And it took me a day and a half to do it, but that was my very first job that I did the day that I went out on my own.
It's funny. I remember my mom. She's been going through her storage building here, and she found there you go. Bring them on down. But my mom she found some of my stuff in her storage building, some Dent Wizard stuff, and it had like a retail price, guys, like starts at $99, and it's like that big and everything. I'm like, oh my god. So, you remember your first dent, Tyler? You charged for it?
I can't remember specifically. Remember the first kind of retail dent I got, and it was a dent on like the very front of a hood, and I couldn't fix it. I needed help. I ended up getting my my father-in-law to help me for it, so I didn't really make that much money off that.
You hated to make that call, like I'm gonna lose money on this call.
So I remember the first one I tried to charge for.
Matt said him and his local dent guys are all having conversations about staying on the same page, and that's what I always suggest. Everybody in your market, if you can stay on the same, you're not going to get everybody on the page. There's going to be the hacks that will charge cheap as shit. Let them chew that stuff up. You can't really help them. But, great people like Carl, Nephew, Ken Maddox, and Matt, if you guys, y'all are on the same page, that'll just help your market all together.
I've got the only one I trust down here to do a good job. We're on the same page. Both use Mobile Tech. Both use Paul Corden 2022 pricing. I'm like, yes. Yeah. But he can fix it like me. So
right. That's what matters.
Yep.
I've noticed too, like if people are getting cheaper prices from someone who doesn't have a lot of like very good reviews online and good marketing and all that kind of stuff, like that stuff goes a really far way. I've been 3 times the price of some people, and they've told me that, but because of all this other stuff that they've seen online, like YouTube videos, those reviews, Google reviews, all that kinds of things, like there's not people who just want the cheapest price.
Right.
Like there's a lot of people that want, those are our customers.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The others are nacho customers.
Nacho Libre. Oh, there's a tag team event.
Nacho Libre.
But like down here, those guys, they will post a before picture, and all it says is "got to work on this today."
That's it. There's no dent picture.
There's no after.
What'd you work on?
There's not even before. It's just the whole car like paying back.
Or pull up with your vehicle behind a Rolls Royce and be like, "Got to work on this today," with your company logo on the back. Where's the pictures before and after? You have to show your potential customers at least what you can do. They want to know, not just there's a dent, but where's the after? You know, it's just. But
that's what I like. We're gonna take a little walk for a second. We got this big banner. It might be hard to see because we got the lights off, but that banner shows before and after. As soon as they walk in, yeah. So when they walk,
I love what you've done with all of your marketing and stuff.
That's Amanda. You can just brag on Amanda because I'm just the face that gets grouchy with her when she's like, "I want to make a video." I'm like, I'll do it, but I'm like, god dang, I just want to fix this. I'm the type I just want to jump on it and get it done. So having to slow down for them videos frustrates me. But I mean, it obviously works.
It takes a lot of time.
It does.
Yeah.
So Gregory makes a good point here. Says his issue is the tech that won't charge his value is damn good at his craft, and there are technicians like that. Just take, and I've never met John Lato in person, but John on a lot of the Paul Corden stuff for a long time was like, "Why are y'all charging this? Why are y'all charging this? You know, we can do it for cheap." Now he's come around, and now he understands why his value is worth this. You know, there's just some of them just don't realize. You know, they're still stuck in that brain fog that, hey, we got to be cheaper than deductible on everything.
Yeah,
we don't. So
man, said dapper marketing and advertising. Yeah, right, man. Like, she would not want to take that on. I promise you. Like I said, we butt heads pretty good when I'm doing videos. She's like, you got to do something. She's like, I want you to be funny. I was like, I can't be, I don't know. I can be funny, but not in a video for some reason. It's just not me. She's been trying to do some more lighthearted videos. And I'm just like, I feel like if I'm educating somebody, I can't be funny about it. Like, I'm trying to be serious and educate them. But
you start breaking out some of them old Halloween costumes.
Miley Cyrus.
Come in like a wrecking ball there.
Yeah. But no, yeah, like I said, bragging about yours, Tyler, you got some really good videos and stuff. I love, seeing your content. That's awesome. It goes a long way.
Yeah, it goes a long way. The stuff that I've done on YouTube, even just with like the dealers and stuff, they've all kind of seen it as well. And I'll put like mobile tech on there and like the entire estimation process of everything. So like these guys are even seeing the prices I'm getting for things.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, and they'll come to me and they'll talk about it, and it's just like then it's not a surprise to them. I add them all on, like I add everyone I know at the dealerships to Facebook. I kind of use that as marketing too. I'll add everyone at the dealerships to my Instagram, and then I'm kind of marketing to them as well because I know that they're looking at everything, right?
Right.
So then I'll post a video that's like, this is the repair, this is what we charged, blah 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 blah, and then when I do go in and say those prices, they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
I'm not putting that up, Matt. Kiss my ass. You and Greg can both kiss my ass. We got funny people in the watching, I guess. Maybe y'all should make some videos and be funny assholes. But no, I like that mindset. That's smart. Like you're training them without them knowing you're training them by just watching the Instagram videos and stuff like that. Yeah. I love it. So
well, it kind of gets them a better idea of, they may think before they knew what your pricing for retail really is, the price you're giving them that, it's overpriced. And a lot of times the wholesale is going to be under what retail is, actually is, at least down here,
Yeah.
Me,
so
I don't.
Period.
Yeah, I don't do a drastic drop from retail to wholesale anymore because I rarely do wholesale. So they know that I am going to give some sort of break, maybe 80% of what retail is, but they also know that I'm going to do 100% of the job now instead of like I normally would have back in the day with wholesale and just flatten it out and make it look better.
I like what Jeff said, subliminal sales. I love it. That's awesome. And then Matt said, I can't remember to take pictures. Yeah, that's what shitty dent guys say. Oh, man, I forgot to get
it before. You can always remember the after, but there's no before.
So there was though, I was having a little bit of issues at one point where the manager would be cool with what I was charging for everything. And then like a higher up would just see the invoice for paintless dent repair.
Yeah.
And, they've been like in it for 20 years and they just don't quite get it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I remember one specifically where they saw the invoice and it was one I actually did for their service department where they made money off of it, which made me look even better. Right. Because I charged the service department, like, I don't know, $800. And then I usually give about, depending on what it is, between 20 and 30% discount to dealers. And I just do Mobile Tech RX. So from there, I was like, well, actually, you guys made money off of this. And then I sent them like a long email with the price guide for wholesale, and then been like, you guys get 30% discount if it's for wholesale, 20% for service. And I sent all my YouTube videos as well. Just like, here, check this out.
That's awesome.
And then it worked every single time. People were like, oh, okay.
That's huge.
And I got to where I'd put my before and after photos on that invoice from Mobile Tech RX, and when I send it in, at least they have the photos.
Right. Yeah, so I started doing that too. Yeah, I just would take a before picture in a circle if something was going to be more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so then so it's all there, so people can just look at it and be like, oh, this is a fist-sized dent through a body line. Like,
right.
It makes sense.
How do you go about asking for your people to do their testimonial videos? You just blatantly like, hey, if you're happy with this pair, you want to go ahead and make a video saying how happy you are?
When I did it for like retail customers, I just went to their house and I had someone filming with me, and then I would just knock on the door and be like, oh, we're gonna do a reaction video now. They're like, we are? I'm like, yeah. Like,
surprise.
Like, I need to put on lipstick.
It's like, this ain't Tinder. It's a good video.
When I went to the car dealers, I was just like, I just want to make some video testimonials, just about talking about paintless dent repair. It'll be like 3 questions, really quick. Like, I had my questions like, how is paintless dent repair? What are the benefits of paintless dent repair? How does it help the dealership? And what do you think of our service?
Mm-hmm.
Just like something that wouldn't take them very long.
Yeah.
I had one guy that wrote out like a freaking script for me.
You're like, this ain't an hour-long show, homie.
4 score and 7 years ago.
I was so surprised. He was sitting there and he was like, he was doing his take. We spent a half an hour he was the dealer principal, and he was just doing take after take after take. Like, you'd be surprised how many people actually want to help you when you put yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and it's probably something me and Amanda should try to do with some of our retail customers. I've thought about it, but I don't ever think about it when they're here. You know what I mean? It's like, after
right.
Like, shit, they were so happy. If I had that on recorded when they first seen their dent, like, that would
right
so much.
The only after testimonials I have is when I pull it off my Ring camera off the front out of here. The customer walks up and like, holy crap, it's not there. Like,
or the wife's bitching to the husband about how fast he was driving down the road. The one you got the other day.
Oh God, yeah. That was awesome. That was awesome.
So we're already way past, as usual. We're way past the halfway mark. I ain't even talked to Tyler about what he does outside of PDR, because this is how we roll. So you got any hobbies and stuff you get into?
Sure. Well, just for hobbies, I mainly just will kind of go to the gym. I'll hang out with my dog.
What's the dog's name?
Oh, this is Milo.
Milo.
Like, hi, Milo.
Treating it like 20 group, waving at the kids.
When I go away and stuff like that, I really like going to like personal development seminars and retreats and that kind of thing. Like when I first started getting kind of more back in the day, I used to do like a lot of drinking and drugs and all that kind of thing. And then when I started to kind of clean up my life and start working on myself, I just got really into personal development stuff. And I got really into Tony Robbins stuff. I found that stuff made like a huge shift in my life. He teaches a lot of powerful things. I ended up going to pretty much every single one of his seminars, some of them multiple times. When I went to the first one, I let go of so much stuff. Like, I learned so much about like limiting beliefs and all that stuff that controls you inside of your mind. And went through these processes to like release them and change them. And I spent what I made in a month to go to it, which was about $3,000. And I came back and made all that money back in 3 days.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. I started, it's like, it shifted everything inside of me. And then I was staying consistent with it. And I stayed consistent with it like day after day after, like 3 months, 3 weeks in. I was like, what is going on here? Like, I was just like,
Am I possessed?
That's what it was like.
I think Tony Ryan like, that Jack Black movie.
yeah, it was kind of like that. So yeah, I just from there, I just got really into kind of developing myself to be kind of the best version of myself that I can be, and kind of overcoming like all my limitations that are inside of my mind. And I find that getting myself into these different environments and stuff where you're around people who are doing that all of the time, it can make a big shift inside of you, because all this stuff is so unconscious, like buried in there, and you're not even really aware of it. And sometimes just, going to a seminar or a retreat or something like that can just it can just shift things inside of you, and make you be a better person and more better for your business and life and the world and everyone you meet.
Yeah, I like it.
There's some like audiobooks and stuff that I've listened to over the years that kind of got me out of that fog and stuff. What's that?
The One Thing.
I hadn't finished that one, okay. But it wasn't even business related. It was just it made stuff click, man. I even saw a therapist for a short period, and it was like it's almost kind of like going to that. It's just getting it out there, and it's like things clicked. I'm like, that's what's holding me in this little fog,
Yeah.
Are you big into like manifesting, vision boards, stuff like that?
I'm super into all that stuff. I love it. I used to not be into it at all, at all. I used to think that that's stupid, like law of attraction stuff, like all.
I love The Secret.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. The Secret, not The One Thing, was what I was talking about.
Yeah. Once I came back from those seminars and kept doing them, and everything was just kind of starting to become attracted to me. And I was in the right places at the right time and meeting kind of the right people at the right time, and just keeping myself in the right kinds of states, because that's a huge thing I learned about, is keeping yourself in a positive state. Not really suppressing yourself though, but like a huge thing I learned is gratitude. Like we can be angry or depressed, and that's just how we're using our mind and our focus, or we can be grateful. And it's almost like we've been conditioned, or it's just kind of automatic to kind of look for things that can upset us, right? And especially if you've been like that for a long time, you have to almost create a gratitude practice for yourself where you're thinking of things that you're grateful for. So I do like these meditations and affirmations and all that stuff all the time, where I'm thinking of things I'm grateful for, and thinking of things that I'm grateful for that I want to happen in my life, but thinking it as if they've already happened now.
Like manifesting.
Yeah. Like living in that like desired reality now and feeling grateful for it. That's the secret.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of successful people like that. Don Cavanaugh's big into The Secret and kind of that manifesting and stuff. Like, I believe in it. I need to do a better job of it, because, like you said, you're hardwired to do the opposite of that. So you got to kind of, which I will. I do a lot of praying. And it's not praying asking for something. It's praying just thanking for what I got a lot. Yeah. So
right. Even that's powerful. It's just like it's bringing in like the energy of like gratitude, and if you're in that energy already, you're going to attract more of it. It's like whatever you focus on, you're going to attract.
Yeah.
And it's like the secret and stuff. It's more about kind of like your subconscious and unconscious mind and what's kind of layered on inside of there. So we have kind of these like subconscious and unconscious beliefs and programs that are in the back there, and they're kind of controlling everything that we do. So we got to become kind of aware of them and tweak them for what we want in our lives.
Yeah.
So there's really good speakers on it, like Bob Proctor or Dr. Joe Dispenza. Like those guys are really good at that kinds of things, and a lot of their like techniques and stuff I've found very powerful.
Josh Drago said, I believe I can get a bed cap tool for Brandon Schmitz. You and everybody else besides me and like 3 other people. Like everybody's he's got a wait list for bed cap and tool removals.
Once hell season's kind of panned out a little bit here, then I'm in talks with tool company to produce it. So
Tyler, are you any local mastermind groups, like local businesses and stuff like that?
No, I'm not anymore. I was in Rotary for a while before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And then when COVID happened, they were doing the virtual meetings and stuff like that. And I just wasn't very into them. I just kind of was showing up and kind of volunteering, but nothing very too local or anything like that. Just the PDR group right now is what I'm doing for like all my coaching stuff currently. And then I'll probably end up going to a retreat or a seminar towards the end of the year. I'm so busy. I'm like Brandon right now. I've been going 7 days a week, like nonstop. So
yeah, with the hail and everything.
Yeah.
So at least you're getting to learn a lot of all your questions. You asked about are good questions, and I'm glad we're there to help you through it.
Man, I've learned so much in the last like 2 or 3 weeks. It's insane. It's a completely new game.
It is.
Yeah.
We kind of had to do the same thing this year and learn ourselves. So we've had a hailstorm before, but I was working out in the body shop, so it's a way different ball game than handling everything on your own. It's like, oh wait, okay, they did deserve their percentage they got for fighting with all this shit.
Right. I'm kind of between two places right now, actually, where I'm like, I have a shop that's I can pretty much send everything to do all that stuff. But then I also can get my own place. So I'm kind of deciding if I want to do kind of a mix of both, like sending like some of the really nasty stuff there and not having to deal with as much of that in that sense, and kind of doing maybe the easier stuff in a different place and still figuring it out. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Well, at least you can ask in the group and stuff, and everybody give you their honest opinion.
Yeah, everyone's been so helpful. Like, it's put me miles ahead of what I would have been. I would have been completely lost without the group. Like, lost.
That's what I tell everybody. Like, I was lucky enough to get into it. Like, I think I was a full year in business on my own and was able to get in there. And I was like, holy shit, it just fast forwarded Dapper Dent Repair into what we are today, and still fast forwarding this, So
yeah. Especially when you get into like hail or doing insurance and stuff like that, and everyone has all this experience doing this stuff, you can just pop a question on there, and someone's dealt with that situation before, something very similar to it.
And every little storm, like hailstorm you go through, you'll take what you learned on the first one and what you didn't know and apply it to the next. So just say like, this is my third year having a storm here.
Yeah.
And since the very first one, from doing, hail jobs in the past and thinking I was getting decent money to 2 years ago, and I had Randy Hobson and come down and several guys, and I learned a lot from that, and then applying that to last year, and I got even more money. And then this year I'm getting even more money, on just knowing how to write them up, how to, DenOps is just a godsend on, in our whole industry. And I know there's others out there right now too coming out, but DenOps has really helped a lot. Learning how to really deal with the insurance companies and stuff, how to write them properly. A lot of that, I mean, it finally makes it worthwhile that, and then I'm looking back at, just say like the first hail jobs I was doing when I went out on my own. I'm like, God, just say it was $2,500 job then, and now it's like a $10,000 job. It's the same damage.
Right.
It's just knowing how to write it and not being afraid to write it the way it's supposed to be.
Stephen said he hope he can stick to retail PDR work. All good info. Yeah, I love retail. Like, I know we were talking earlier, or Tyler, you was talking like people being over your shoulder. I kind of enjoy that, like, because I feel like I'm getting to educate them. They're learning more about what we do and big picture. There's more.
I like it a lot more than I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you're getting paid for it, you're kind of like entertaining them too. Like, you're like, now I'm getting paid to do this part of it too, right?
Right. I had one in here one day, like I was fixing this dent on the quarter panel. He's a doctor. And I mean, he was right here. I wanted to be like, "Are you a proctologist? Because you all in my ass. Get out." But no, it's all good. Like, he was just kind of wanting to see, and I get the curiosity and stuff. And all that's doing, that person watches you do that, they're going to go tell somebody else because they experienced the whole thing. saying that, the word's getting out that way too. So big picture, I think it's great to let them be a part of it.
Right.
So
I personally don't let them in the back anymore.
Well, we don't let them in the back, but they can watch through the window. Like,
yeah, but just educating them. And like, you've got your signage there. I've got photos printed of old repairs, big ones, small ones, nasty ones, motorcycles, everything, plastic, metal, aluminum, so they can see. And they'll stand in here and just in awe of what can be done. And then they're, talking to them with their dent, explaining it. If they ask how I'm going to fix it, I explain the process to them.
I think we're going to start with the estimates, getting them back here and estimating it, and then having the customer come back. Ray did that the other day with one, and it was a smash. And he did it by Mobile Tech RX, and she was like, with that education right there in front of her, he was showing her everything. It was just like a no-brainer. Like, yeah, when can I get scheduled? So I think we're going to try to do that a little bit more. Brandon is not just a piece of eye candy for customers.
I'm waiting on the end of the dad joke. Come on, Nick.
We gotta get back on track. We're like, we're not gonna talk. We're gonna talk about your personal life, PDR. We get back on track. We live it. But so you go to retreats and self-help stuff. What else you got going
on? Yeah.
So you were married, or you're still married? Okay. Any kids?
No, I'm not. I'm not married anymore. We broke up right before COVID.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty much I focus on PDR probably 90% of the time.
Understood.
I'm just focusing on I love what I do though.
Yeah.
Like, I love what people are like, oh, you're working on the weekend. I'm like, I love it. Like, I love going out. I love talking to people. Like, it doesn't feel like work to me. There's like, sometimes when I'm doing these estimates, it feels a little bit like work.
Mm-hmm.
But 90% of the time, I love what I do, and it doesn't feel like work. So
yeah,
I'm okay with putting tons of time and effort into doing all of this stuff.
I love doing estimates for retail, not non-hail stuff, because I'm right there with them. I can explain everything that right there, because you're educating them on it. And I love that, doing hail estimates. I'm like, you can sit in here. It's going to take me about 30 minutes.
What do you, Tyler, what's your percentage now for wholesale and retail? I mean, it started out as 95%, 5%. Where do you think you'd be at now?
I'd say it's about, depending on the month, 40, 50. It might fluctuate.
Okay. What do you do with the other 10%? You said 40, 50?
Hell no.
I called it.
That's funny. No, I'm doing a lot. I'm going to be doing a lot of hail over the next few months. So I've actually just waitlisted all the retail.
Right.
For about 6 weeks.
Are you doing a lot of hail for like a body shop, or is it mainly retail?
There's some in a body shop, but I'm getting most of the work on my own.
That's awesome.
Do you have anybody?
I'm learning like the whole insurance game and about steering and how you have to educate pretty much every single customer, because this insurance company's made up these deals with these body shops to get kickbacks, and they'll literally lie to your customer and break the law and tell them you have to go to this body shop.
Yeah, we've had conversations about that.
Yeah, and so I've found Canadian law, like the line that says you have the right. Oh, it's zooming in.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I was like, how close are we going to get?
I don't know how to fix it now.
That's awesome. Here's your close-up.
But yeah, so I send them all that stuff to just to educate them, so I can. And once they find out their insurance company's lying to them, they and that they have the right to choose who they want, then they really want to pick you, because you're telling them the truth.
So
Matt Myers is asking if you're going to go to MP.
Yeah, scoot way
I need that screenshotted. This is Tyler Decarlo at Premium Dent Repair. He fixes your dents. That would be Excellent. That's your next commercial. What are you using, a gimbal or something?
It's this fan. It's called like an Ozbot because I think it's supposed to follow me around.
It was earlier, yeah.
I think when I was doing something with my hands,
it just moves.
See it there. Yeah. But I don't know how to unzoom it now.
That's awesome. I love it. Must see TV right here. Tyler can't unzoom his shit. So Matt Myers asked if you was going to MTE this year.
I think I'm going to go. I wanted to go to the Vegas one, but I think too much is going on right now.
Okay.
So I think I'm 90% sure I'm going to go to January. Orlando.
We'll be there. Yeah, we're not going to Vegas either, but we'll be at the Orlando one.
Are you coming to our meetup in October?
I'm going to go in October, yeah. So I went to the last one Gene had like a month ago. But it was small. There was only 5 of us there, maybe.
I think everybody was busy pushing hail, so it was hard for
them. So, but that was awesome. It's only a 6-hour drive from where I live to Gene's place.
Right. Jeffrey said just scoot back a little. I love it.
Oh, God.
Josh Drago said the Gaylord is high. It's too high class for us, so be prepared. Now they better be prepared. Yep. We ain't got nothing to worry about.
They'll be prepared. It's been there before.
Yeah. You did something. It scooted off of you a little bit. It's not like right here. Hi, I'm Tyler. That laugh. I can't wait to introduce you to Ray. We're going to freaking hurt from laughing so hard. It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited now.
Oh,
you don't disappoint, Tyler. We can just laugh at the camera though. The rest of the 3 minutes.
I gotta like screen record this.
On this episode, we talked to Tyler's nose hairs.
This is awesome.
No, I love it. Yeah, I just want to brag on you a little bit more. I love what you're doing with your business. I feel like when you put content out there like that, it helps other people get ideas to do content. All we're doing as a whole is educating the industry, people around us, so I love it. What's up, Lee? Oh, he said, hey, Tyler.
Hey, Lee.
Lee got hacked, apparently.
Yeah.
He was talking about sending pictures. He was like, I ain't sending pictures. I'm like, I don't know if I won't know anything about them pictures.
All I can say.
Don't jump off the pirate ship in the restaurant area. Oh, that's going to happen. There's too many people that drink at MTE. I guess at MTE Gaylord, there's a pirate ship in the restaurant. Game on.
There's like a whole jungle in the middle of the hotel too.
I ain't even looked at it. I think Amanda booked it. I was just like, yeah,
whatever. I don't know. It's weird.
Sorry, Lee.
Like, where were we at the Gaylord when we went? I went.
That was Rose and Shingle Creek. This is the first year at the Gaylord.
Okay.
So
yeah, I've never been there.
So it'll be at the Gaylord for the next 2 years, and then we'll be back at Rose and Shingle.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I've only been to the one. It was fun, man. It was so much fun going to that. You get to meet all these guys that you just see on like Instagram and stuff like that, and they're they feel like you're meeting a famous person.
Yeah.
Did you fanboy?
And you realize they're like 3 foot shorter than what they look like on social media.
Yeah, it's very true.
Or bigger.
I always thought Keith and Shane were tall until I'm like, really? That's all you got? Shorties? Yep. It's in Kissimmee, not Orlando. So Josh, are we still flying to Orlando? I'm assuming Kissimmee.
What'd you say? Kissimmee.
Kissimmee. Kissimmee. I'm Italian. That joke will be going the whole time at MTE. So no, it's been awesome. I've had fun. My face is hurting from laughing.
Yeah. It's a good one. I do want to say that all y'all in Florida, especially Tampa and around that area, hope y'all are all good. Not a lot of damage or anything, especially no losses of life, friends, family, stuff like that. I know, like Kevin Bird, they almost got flooded, but I think they're okay now.
It was getting closer and closer. He stayed. I was like, I wish you'd have got out of there, dude. Like, I'm stressed for you.
Yeah. Well, water's one thing, but and then now South Carolina area and all that. Like I saw Corey Pope posting video of them getting the beaches ready. They had big old, like D8 dozers out there digging up, putting berms up from the beach.
Good God, a scary situation.
Yeah,
Tyler. Tyler's like, huh? So far, no reported deaths. Awesome, Josh. Thank you for the update on that. That's great news. Scary shit. It was this big. And that's why we're the Ginger Bros.
I'm trying to fix it.
No, you're good.
You got to start from the outside and push in.
You can push it in like.
No,
I don't know.
No.
Wave by it.
All right, go on. Oh man. Well, it's been fun.
Yep.
So I'm glad you got to come on, Tyler, and
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me, guys.
No, absolutely. I knew we'd have some fun with you. Like I said, that between that laugh and the stuff you got to talk about, I was excited about it. So everything I expected it to be, and then you threw in a little added with the
technical
camera. So we might have a show next week. We might not. Who knows? We're at this right now. We're just winging it.
We'll let you know. We may have one.
Speaking of Frank,
it's going to start kind of not dying off, but getting to where I can do a show every week. So hopefully we can get somebody. So, but then again, we've asked a couple people, and they're so busy that they can't get on. So it's not just us, mainly us, but some of the people they just can't do it at the time. They're just everybody's so busy right now. We want to get back consistent doing it every week, and we're trying.
Yep, we'll get there.
Yeah. Anyway, again, appreciate you coming on, Tyler. Appreciate everybody watching and commenting and everything tonight. And just stay tuned for next week, and we'll let you know. But
bye, everybody.
We're out of here. Peace out.